Before we start this video, Resonance Deep Dive, my interview with Pixelated Apollo, is now over on the Deep Dive channel. There'll be a link in the description, or you can listen to the full interview on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, pretty much any podcasting streaming service you can think of, or of course, you can watch the visuals if you go over to my second channel. Scammers. They've always been around, whether it's in the mainstream on TV or even in more niche things, whether it's online on the internet or in real life. Wherever you go throughout this world, you're going to come across scams, and it is no different in the gaming industry. After all, the gaming industry is one of, if not the biggest and most profitable industries in the world now, and it's been ripe for years and years since gaming went online, since PC gaming became something that you could do from Steam or even just downloading things from the internet. And that's where scammers have managed to get their claws into. Websites saying they're giving you free versions of games. Websites saying they're giving you an early version of a game before it's even out. And of course, most people will look at this and think that is ridiculous. However, the reason I'm making this video is because someone came to me in my Discord the other day to say they had found multiple downloads for it and were thinking of checking out a game called Manor. Manor is a game that I've covered quite a lot on my channel. It's a medieval strategy that combines colony building, diplomacy, and of course going into tactical battles, reminiscent of something like the Total War games. Of course, it's more on a smaller scale and really trying to focus in on that micromanaging of building up your towns and cities, growing better relations with other towns and cities, trading between them, and going to war, fighting for territory to try and please the Lord and King at the very top. And this is a game that has been so popular on my channel that I'm sure many people that are out there watching this are very aware of the game, but of course many people that come onto my socials, such as my Discord, also know about this game. And everybody is waiting for it, but the problem is, with excitement and with hype, people become impatient. People start trying to find these free downloads, ways to get the game before it's even released. And that's what this person came to me on Discord saying the other day. They told me they had found a download and were saying that people were playing the game right now because it was online. And this is where I had to go and check it out. Now, don't get me wrong, I've seen this stuff before. This is not new. I've seen pretty much every single game available on the internet, or at least that's what they say. You can pretty much type in any game that's ever existed, or even games that don't exist yet, and find a website saying you can download it from here. For example, you can even just type in Grand Theft Auto 6, a game that hasn't really properly been announced yet, and there are downloads for it, supposedly on the internet, telling you all about the game, its gameplay, and intricacies about the missions and the storylines and characters. Of course, they try and be a bit more vague to get away with it, but they're still explaining how they played this game and how enjoyable it is and how you should download it from their site. And of course, there is a download and telling you how to install it. This site, gamingbeast.com, has even gone as far as to make a fake mock-up of what the cover would look like on Grand Theft Auto 6, with of course very much inspired by GTA 5's cover. But more and more, you'll see these websites pop up for games that start to become popular. And the reason that this is relevant to my channel is because Manor is just the newest victim to this. Hundreds of results, millions of results come up when you type in something just simple as Manor download. Even on the front page, you've got Steam, the Manor website, and then the third result is a free game download. The next result is a torrent download to the full game. The next result is another download, and it goes on and on. Pages and pages of free downloads of this full version of a game that hasn't even announced its release date, that hasn't even got public testing going at the moment, that's only released a select amount of gameplay, and it is so confined at this point in time, but already websites are bringing up these full downloads. So please, if you see them, do not click on them. Do not download them. And I know it's tempting, and I know that people are impatient and really want to get their hands on a game because they're so excited by it, but this is not the way to go. These downloads say they have 10, 20, 30 gigabytes of download. Now, whether that is a full 30 gigabytes that you're actually downloading, or that's just what they tell the computer in order for it to look like a legit game download, because of course if it's a few megabytes, you're going to be a bit skeptical about whether that is the full game. Either way, you don't know what this is going to be installing onto your computer, but I promise you 100% from the bottom of my heart, it is not a game. I think perhaps this one has to be my favorite one. Reworked Gamers. Oh, what a website. Looks like a pretty legit website to start with. Let's have a look. First of all, they've spelled Manor's PC download correct here, but Manor's PC download, come on. Put some effort in. Bannerlord's PC downloaded a strategy game set in medieval climates that combines a strategic layer with spectacular real-time tactical battles. Independent Polish developer Slavic Magic is responsible for creating and releasing this production. You got that right. The game is not set in any particular age or place, but is loosely inspired by historical realities. I think Slavic Magic, who might be watching this video, would probably be quite offended with that assumption, who I know has spent time trying to make this game and done historical research. But no, Slavic Magic, you're wrong. It's not set in any age or place. It's just loosely inspired by historical reality. In Manor PC download, because of course they've got to say the full thing every time they mention Manor, the action is usually viewed from above. In other words, an over-the-top camera. But the player has control of the camera. That's a good thing. Or he can zoom in and out to individual buildings or view the battlefield from a slightly different perspective. The gameplay can be roughly divided into two parts. What would I say those two parts are? Maybe the building and the colony, the diplomacy, it's sort of all its own part, and then the tactical battles and the strategy. But the two parts that this website, Reworked Gamers, say are strategic and tactical. What does that even mean? We can actually see what they mean by those two parts a bit further down the article, where it talks about the game features. The game features a system of seasons and variable weather. We also have to deal with hunger, wars, or pestilence. I'm assuming that's the first part, what they mean by strategic, but they have still included wars there. And I'm saying that's what they mean by strategic because the next part they go to explain the second part of the game is the tactical battle. So this is the tactics they're talking about, reminiscent of what we know from the Total War series. We have a number of different units that are disposable, so archers and light or heavy infantry. The player has the ability to set up unit formations and give orders to troops during the battle. We have some screenshots, which of course aren't screenshots from the actual game. They're screenshots from the gameplay trailer that Slavic Magic released a few months ago, and the Manor gameplay is just the gameplay overview trailer. Apparently this is a 30 gigabyte file, which terrifies me. So this one is a definite to not install because this is 30 gigabytes. I'm assuming these system requirements they've just copied and pasted from the Steam page. We've got an AMD FX 6350. That's an old CPU, and an Intel Core i5-3470 with a GTX 750 and a Radeon R7. Let's go and check what the Manor Steam page is saying. And you know what? It is right. They've just copied and pasted it straight from here. Actually, no, they haven't. The graphics are different. NVIDIA GeForce 670 GTX or AMD R9 285. Wow. I actually hadn't looked at these before, but if it can run on that old hardware, that would be mad. Absolutely mad. I don't think websites like this are going to go away anytime soon. They've been here for years, ever since the dawn of PC gaming online. And I think they're going to be here for years to come. And it's a weird industry out there. You see, consumers are in two minds. You either buy the game legit, get it at a discounted price sometimes, or you torrent the game. The websites that are promoting games and telling you to download games that don't exist yet are the least of your worries. Problems come when it's games that are maybe even a little bit older. The websites look a bit more legit in telling you to get a free download for the game, because they do exist. Actual full game free downloads do exist on the internet in the form of torrents and illegal downloads. Would I ever recommend getting them? No. Don't torrent a game. Support the developers. Buy the game on Steam. Wait, get it on the summer sale. Leave your comments down below. Do you have any horror stories of this sort of thing? Have you ever actually clicked one of those links and, oh god, what disasters happened to your PC? Please let me know in the comment section. But leave a like if the video if you enjoyed it. Leave a dislike if you didn't. But until then, I will see you in the next one.